Hold on. Before I reveal these coins, take a close look at what I'm holding in my hand. I have 4 Lincoln Wheat Pennies right here. They all look old. They all look ordinary. But these are not just any old pennies. Out of the millions of wheat pennies ever produced, I've uncovered 4 incredibly rare coins that have shocked collectors with astonishing auction prices. The craziest part? They look so ordinary that people accidentally spend them every single day without realizing they're throwing away hidden wealth. Do not spend these coins. Check your pocket, your coin jar, your wallet, and every coin collection you own, because one of these pennies could be worth a fortune. The first coin is valuable. The second is even rarer. The third has surprised collectors for years. And the final wheat penny is so unbelievably valuable that it has stunned even experienced numismatists at major auctions. Nobody talks about these hidden treasures because they're hiding in plain sight. Collectors are constantly searching for original examples, supplies continue shrinking every year, and auction prices keep climbing. This is not fiction. This is real auction history. Before we continue, there's something very important you need to know. If you have any of these 4 wheat pennies, don't spend them, don't clean them, and don't sell them to the first person who makes an offer. Instead, contact a reputable coin dealer, a certified grading service, or a trusted numismatic auction company to have your coin professionally authenticated and evaluated before making any decision. One small penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Now, let's reveal the first ultra-rare wheat penny that most people unknowingly spend every single day. Coin number 1. What if I told you that one ordinary-looking 1955 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark hiding in an old coin jar, a forgotten piggy bank, or a family collection could be worth far more than just 1 cent? Most people spend old pennies without a second thought, but collectors know that some 1955 Lincoln cents have become some of the most talked-about coins in American numismatics. The secret is knowing exactly what to look for before that penny disappears into circulation forever. The story begins in 1955 at the Philadelphia Mint, where Lincoln wheat pennies were struck without a mint mark. Millions entered circulation, and most were used in everyday transactions. They bought newspapers, candy, groceries, and bus tickets. Decades later, many of those same pennies have disappeared, while others remain hidden in old collections, waiting to be rediscovered. At first glance, a 1955 no mint mark penny may seem like any other wheat penny, but experienced collectors know that this year is especially famous because of one legendary variety, the 1955 double die obverse. On genuine examples, the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust" show dramatic doubling that is visible without magnification. This is one of the most famous error coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint and remains highly sought after by collectors today. It's important to remember that most 1955 Philadelphia pennies are not the famous double die. The vast majority are normal coins. However, every 1955 no mint mark penny deserves a careful inspection because the double die variety is genuine, well documented, and significantly more valuable than ordinary examples. Begin by checking the date to confirm it reads 1955. Then verify that there is no mint mark, which indicates the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Next, examine the lettering on the front of the coin. If the date Liberty or In God We Trust appears strongly doubled in a way that matches known genuine examples, your coin deserves much closer attention. If you're unsure, compare it with photographs from reputable numismatic references or have it evaluated by a professional. Even if your coin is not the famous double die, condition still plays a huge role. Look at Lincoln's hair, cheek, jawline, and bow tie. Turn the coin over and inspect the wheat ears and lettering. Coins with sharp details, original mint luster, and minimal wear are much more desirable than heavily circulated examples. Collectors also search for other genuine mint errors, including off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, struck-through errors, and other production mistakes. While these are less famous than the double die, they can still make a coin especially interesting to collectors. One mistake many people make is cleaning old pennies. Cleaning may make a coin appear shinier, but it usually removes the original surface and leaves microscopic scratches that reduce collector appeal. If you believe you've found an unusual 1955 penny, leave it exactly as it is and handle it only by the edges. Professional grading can also have a major impact. Experts examine every detail of the coin, including wear, luster, strike quality, originality, and whether it matches a recognized variety. A certified coin gives buyers greater confidence and can be more attractive in the marketplace. Every 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny tells a story, but a genuine 1955 double die tells one of the most famous stories in American coin collecting. That's why collectors continue searching through old jars, inherited collections, estate sales, and bankrolls, hoping to make an exciting discovery. Before you spend another old wheat penny, stop and examine it carefully. Check the date, confirm there is no mint mark, inspect the lettering for dramatic doubling, and look closely at the coin's condition. One careful inspection could reveal a remarkable piece of American numismatic history. If you enjoy learning about valuable wheat pennies, famous mint errors, hidden treasures, and U.S. coin history, subscribe for more videos. Every coin has a story, and your next great discovery might already be waiting in your collection. Now, the excitement really begins because this is where careful observation can make all the difference. Imagine you're searching through a jar of old wheat pennies that has been sitting untouched for years. One by one, you inspect each coin until a 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark catches your eye. At first, it looks like every other penny, but as you hold it under a bright light, something about the lettering seems different. This is exactly the kind of moment that keeps collectors searching year after year. The first thing experienced collectors examine is the date and the lettering on the front of the coin. The reason is simple. The 1955 double die obverse is one of the most famous U.S. coin varieties ever discovered. On genuine examples, the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust," show bold, obvious doubling that can often be seen without a magnifying glass. This is not a blurry strike or normal wear. It is a true mint-made variety created during the die-making process. However, it's important to stay realistic. Most 1955 Philadelphia wheat pennies are not the famous double die. Many coins appear worn, damaged, or show machine doubling, which is a different effect and generally does not carry the same collector value. That's why comparing your coin with trusted reference images or having it examined by a knowledgeable numismatist is so important before assuming you've found the legendary variety. Even if your coin is a normal 1955 issue, don't lose interest. Condition still plays a major role in collector demand. Look closely at Lincoln's hair, cheek, and bow tie. Coins with sharp details and little wear are much more difficult to find than heavily circulated examples. Then flip the coin over and inspect the wheat ears. Strong wheat lines and bold lettering are signs that the coin has retained much of its original detail. Another feature collectors appreciate is original mint color. Some 1955 pennies still display bright red surfaces, while others have naturally changed to red-brown or brown over the decades. Well-preserved red examples are generally scarcer than brown ones and often attract stronger interest when all other factors are equal. Collectors also continue searching for genuine mint errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and struck-through errors. Although these are much less famous than the double die variety, authentic production errors remain popular because each one is unique and tells part of the coin's manufacturing story. One mistake you should never make is cleaning an old wheat penny. Cleaning removes the original surface that collectors value most and often leaves tiny scratches that are easy for professional graders to detect. A coin with original surfaces is usually much more desirable than one that has been polished or altered. Proper storage is equally important. Place your coin in a quality holder, avoid touching the surfaces with your fingers, and store it in a cool, dry location. These simple steps help preserve its condition and protect it from environmental damage over time. The greatest lesson from the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny is that patience and knowledge often lead to the most exciting discoveries. Thousands of collectors continue searching through inherited collections, estate sales, coin albums, and old jars because remarkable finds still happen. Whether your coin is the famous double die or a beautifully preserved normal issue, taking the time to examine it carefully is always worthwhile. In the final part, we'll discuss realistic market values for the 1955 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny, explain how professional grading can affect collector demand, and share the final checklist every collector should follow before buying, selling, or preserving one. Coin number 2. What if I told you that a single 1954 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny hiding in an old coin jar, tucked away in a family collection, or forgotten in a dresser drawer, could be worth much more than just 1 cent? Every day, people spend old pennies without giving them a second thought, but experienced collectors know that some wheat pennies become highly desirable because of their outstanding condition, original mint luster, and genuine mint errors. Today, we're taking a closer look at the fascinating story of the 1954 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny. The story begins in 1954 at the Denver Mint, where millions of Lincoln Wheat Pennies were struck with the small D mint mark. These bronze coins entered circulation across the United States and were used in everyday transactions. They purchased groceries, newspapers, and gasoline, passing through countless hands before many eventually disappeared from circulation. More than 70 years later, collectors continue searching for well-preserved examples because time has made high-quality survivors much harder to find. The first step is confirming the date and mint mark. Make sure the coin clearly reads 1954, then look below the date for the small D mint mark. Once you've confirmed that, inspect Lincoln's portrait carefully. Look at the hair above his forehead, the cheek, the jawline, and the bow tie. Coins with sharp, well-defined details usually experienced much less circulation than heavily worn examples. Next, turn the coin over and examine the wheat ears on the reverse. Strong wheat lines and bold lettering are excellent signs of preservation. Many circulated coins have smooth wheat ears and faded lettering after decades of use, so collectors pay close attention to these small details. Another important factor is the coin's original color. Copper coins naturally change over time. Some remain bright red, others become red-brown, and many turn brown after years of circulation. Collectors often place the highest demand on coins that retain vibrant original red surfaces because they are significantly scarcer than ordinary circulated examples. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of coin collecting, genuine mint errors. Collectors search for authentic off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, struck-through errors, and other production mistakes. Although these errors are uncommon, they make individual coins especially interesting because every genuine error is unique. Some collectors also examine 1954 D pennies for recognized die varieties and repunched mint marks. While not every unusual-looking coin is valuable, anything that appears significantly different from a normal example deserves careful research using trusted references before drawing conclusions. One mistake many people make is cleaning old coins. Cleaning may seem like a good idea, but it often removes the original surfaces and leaves microscopic scratches that reduce collector value. Experienced collectors almost always prefer coins with untouched, natural surfaces. Professional grading can make a significant difference for exceptional examples. Grading experts evaluate strike quality, wear luster, eye appeal, and surface preservation before assigning a numerical grade. The finest certified 1954 D. Lincoln Wheat Pennies are much scarcer than ordinary circulated coins, making them especially attractive to advanced collectors. Every 1954 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny tells a story. It represents a time when wheat pennies were still part of everyday American life, long before the Lincoln Memorial reverse replaced the classic wheat design in 1959. Today, collectors continue searching through inherited collections, estate sales, and old coin jars because remarkable discoveries are still possible. Before you spend another old wheat penny, take a closer look. Check the date, confirm the D mint mark, inspect the color and design details, and look carefully for any genuine mint errors. Your next exciting discovery could already be waiting in your collection. If you enjoy learning about valuable wheat pennies, rare mint errors, hidden treasures, and fascinating U.S. coin history, subscribe for more videos. Every coin tells a story, and your next great discovery may be only 1 penny away. Now, the search becomes even more exciting because this is where experienced collectors begin noticing details that most people never see. Imagine opening an old coffee can filled with wheat pennies collected decades ago. As you sort through the coins, one 1954 D. Lincoln wheat penny immediately catches your attention. The color looks brighter, the details appear sharper, and the coin seems to have survived in far better condition than the others. That single moment is exactly why collectors continue searching through thousands of old pennies every year. The first thing to examine is the coin's original mint luster. When a 1954 D penny has been preserved with very little circulation, its surface reflects light with a beautiful natural glow. Over time, normal circulation gradually removes that luster, making bright, original examples much more desirable. Collectors often pay closer attention to coins that still display this fresh appearance because they are becoming increasingly difficult to find. Now, look closely at Lincoln's portrait. Study the hair above his forehead, the cheek, the jawline, and the bow tie. Strong, crisp details usually indicate that the coin experienced minimal wear. Then flip the coin over and inspect the reverse. The wheat ears should display clear, well-defined lines, and the lettering should remain bold and easy to read. These small details often separate average coins from premium collector pieces. Another important factor is the coin's color. Many 1954 D. Lincoln wheat pennies have naturally toned to brown after decades of circulation, while others remain red-brown. The scarcest examples are those that still retain vibrant, original red color with strong luster. Because so few survive in that condition, collectors often compete for exceptional red specimens when they appear on the market. Now, let's discuss genuine mint errors. Although they are uncommon, they remain one of the most exciting parts of coin collecting. An off-center strike happens when the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned before the dies strike it, leaving part of the design missing. A clipped planchet occurs when the metal blank is cut incorrectly before striking, creating a distinctive missing section along the edge. Die cracks appear as raised lines caused by fractures in the die, while struck-through errors occur when grease or debris interferes with the striking process. These authentic mint-made errors are far more collectible than ordinary damage that occurs after the coin leaves the mint. Some collectors also inspect 1954 D pennies for recognized die varieties and repunched mint marks. While these are not found on most coins, any unusual feature should be compared with trusted numismatic references before assuming it is a rare variety. Careful research is always one of the most valuable skills a collector can develop. One mistake that continues to reduce collector value is cleaning. Many people polish old pennies hoping to make them look newer, but cleaning almost always removes the original surfaces and leaves microscopic scratches. Professional graders can easily identify clean coins, and collectors generally prefer original examples that have never been altered. Proper storage is equally important. Copper coins are sensitive to moisture, fingerprints, and environmental conditions. Keeping your 1954 D. Lincoln wheat penny in a protective holder and storing it in a cool, dry place helps preserve its condition for years to come. Small precautions today can make a noticeable difference in the future. Stories of remarkable discoveries continue to inspire collectors across the country. Beautiful 1954 D. wheat pennies have been found in inherited collections, estate sales, bank rolls, and forgotten jars of change. While most are common circulated examples, exceptional uncirculated coins and genuine mint errors continue to attract strong collector demand because they are much more difficult to locate. The greatest lesson in coin collecting is that patience and knowledge often lead to the best discoveries. Every old wheat penny deserves a careful inspection, because the smallest detail can completely change how collectors view a coin. In the final part, we'll discuss realistic values for the 1954 D. Lincoln wheat penny, explain how professional grading influences collector demand, and reveal the final checklist every collector should use before buying, selling, or preserving one. Coin number 3, what if I told you that a single 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark sitting in an old coin jar, hidden inside a forgotten coin album, or passed down through your family, could be worth much more than just 1 cent? Every year, collectors search through thousands of wheat pennies, hoping to find a hidden gem, and while many people overlook these old coins, experienced numismatists know that condition, originality, and genuine mint errors can make all the difference. The story of the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny begins at the Philadelphia Mint, where these coins were struck without a mint mark. Millions entered circulation and became part of everyday American life. They bought candy, newspapers, and groceries, passing from one pocket to another for decades. Today, many of those coins have disappeared, while the surviving examples continue to attract collectors who appreciate both their history and their place in the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. The first thing to do is confirm the date. Make sure it clearly reads 1956. Then look beneath the date. If there is no mint mark, your coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That simple detail helps identify exactly which issue you're examining. Now, take a closer look at Lincoln's portrait. Study the hair above his forehead, the cheek, the jawline, and the bow tie. Coins with sharp, well-defined details usually experienced much less circulation than heavily worn examples. Then turn the coin over and inspect the reverse. Strong wheat lines and bold lettering are excellent signs that the coin has retained much of its original design. Another feature collectors pay close attention to is the coin's color. Copper coins naturally change over time. Some remain bright red, others become red-brown, and many eventually turn brown after decades of circulation. Coins that still display vibrant original red color are generally much scarcer than ordinary brown examples, and often receive greater collector interest when they are also well preserved. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting aspects of collecting: genuine mint errors. Collectors carefully search for authentic off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks struck through errors, and other production mistakes that occurred during the minting process. Although these errors are uncommon, every authentic example tells a unique story about how the coin was made and can be especially appealing to collectors. Some collectors also examine 1956 Philadelphia cents for recognized die varieties. While most coins are normal issues, any unusual-looking feature deserves careful comparison with trusted numismatic references before conclusions are made. Careful research is always part of responsible coin collecting. One mistake you should always avoid is cleaning old pennies. Cleaning may seem like a way to improve appearance, but it usually removes the original surface and leaves tiny scratches that reduce collector value. Experienced collectors almost always prefer coins with natural, untouched surfaces. Professional grading can make a significant difference for exceptional examples. Grading experts carefully evaluate strike quality, wear luster, eye appeal, and overall preservation before assigning a numerical grade. High-grade examples are much harder to find than ordinary circulated coins, making them more desirable to advanced collectors. Every 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny tells a story. It represents the final years of the famous wheat reverse before the Lincoln Memorial design replaced it in 1959. Today, collectors continue searching through inherited collections, estate sales, old coin jars, and bankrolls because remarkable discoveries are still possible. Before you spend another old wheat penny, take a few extra moments to inspect it carefully. Check the date. Confirm there is no mint mark, examine the color and design details, and search for anything unusual. Your next exciting discovery could already be waiting in your collection. If you enjoy learning about valuable wheat pennies, rare mint errors, hidden treasures, and fascinating U.S. coin history, subscribe for more videos. Every coin tells a story, and your next great discovery may be only 1 penny away. Now, the real treasure hunt begins because this is where experienced collectors begin seeing details that most people completely overlook. Imagine you're sorting through a jar of old wheat pennies that has been sitting untouched for years. Most of the coins show heavy wear from decades of circulation. Then, one 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark immediately catches your eye. It has brighter surfaces, sharper details, and fewer marks than the others. That single coin deserves a much closer inspection. The first thing collectors examine is the coin's original mint luster. When a 1956 Philadelphia wheat penny has been carefully preserved, light reflects naturally across the surface with a beautiful glow. As coins circulate, that luster gradually disappears, making original examples much more difficult to find today. A coin that still displays strong mint luster immediately attracts more attention from experienced collectors. Now study Lincoln's portrait under good lighting. Look closely at the hair above his forehead, the cheek, the jawline, and the bow tie. Sharp, well-defined features usually indicate that the coin experienced very little circulation. Then turn the coin over and inspect the reverse. The wheat ears should display clear lines, and the lettering should remain bold and crisp. These small details often separate average coins from premium collector examples. Another feature that influences collector demand is the coin's original color. Over the decades, copper naturally tones from bright red to red-brown and eventually brown. While each color has its own appeal, examples that retain vibrant original red surfaces are generally scarcer and often command stronger interest when they are also well preserved. Now, let's discuss one of the most exciting parts of coin collecting, genuine mint errors. Although they are uncommon, authentic mint-made errors can make a 1956 no-mint mark penny especially desirable. An off-center strike happens when the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned before being struck, leaving part of the design missing. A clipped planchet results when the blank is cut incorrectly before striking, leaving a curved section missing from the edge. Die cracks appear as raised lines caused by fractures in the die, while struck-through errors occur when grease or debris interferes with the striking process. Each authentic error is unique and tells part of the coin's manufacturing history. Some collectors also inspect every 1956 Philadelphia cent for recognized die varieties or noticeable doubling. While most examples are normal coins, anything that looks significantly different should be compared with trusted numismatic references before assuming it is a valuable variety. One mistake that continues to reduce the value of collectible coins is cleaning. Many people polish old pennies hoping to improve their appearance, but cleaning almost always removes the original surfaces and leaves microscopic scratches. Professional graders can easily recognize clean coins, and collectors generally place greater value on coins with natural, untouched surfaces. Proper storage is equally important. Copper coins can develop fingerprints, spots, or discoloration if exposed to moisture or excessive handling. Keeping your coin in a protective holder and storing it in a cool, dry environment helps preserve its condition for future generations. Stories of exciting discoveries continue to inspire collectors around the country. Beautiful 1956 Philadelphia wheat pennies have been found in inherited collections, estate sales, bank rolls, and forgotten jars of change. While most examples are common in circulated grades, exceptional uncirculated coins and authentic mint errors continue to attract strong collector interest because they are much harder to locate. The greatest lesson in coin collecting is that patience, careful observation, and knowledge often lead to the most rewarding discoveries. Before spending any old wheat penny, take the time to inspect it carefully. The smallest detail could transform what appears to be an ordinary 1-cent coin into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. In the final part, we'll discuss realistic values for the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, explain how professional grading affects collector demand, and reveal the final checklist every collector should follow before buying, selling, or preserving one.